Hi there, I'm the Utopian Trainer. This video is about a high techno white racist elite controlling the earth. But before I get into why I've just said that, I'd like to say hello to all my subscribers. Thank you to those views. I said in the last video I'd like to gain some more, to gain 10, and to gain out of 10 subscribers. I now have 11, so thank you to each of you. I'm very grateful for this. It's true your subscriptions that make me give me even more desire to do these videos. So, if you haven't subscribed yet, then click on the subscribe button and also on the notification bell. So this film I'm doing here is a review of the film Elysium. Now, Elysium, like with any other science fiction films, they may have a focus on some kind of like story or like an action story which ends up with some kind of fight going on. But the interesting thing is looking at what is the political economy which was being depicted in the film. Well, so in Elysium with Matt Damon, you were seeing an Earth which has been in a bad condition. It's where, like, after war, I mean, there's the buildings, there's obviously been some kind of like damage has taken place. There's a lot of poverty on the Earth, and the Earth is then being ruled by an elite of people who are not living on the Earth, but they're living on this great big massive spaceship that orbits Earth, and the spaceship is called Elysium. Elysium is the Greek word for paradise. So in contrast to the poverty and violence and degradation of the Earth, the spaceship Elysium is total luxury. It is almost like a paradise. It's been like an artificial climate. It's been assembled there. Plants are there growing there. And this is key, a health system which is there, which basically means even if you have like cancer or something, you just like lie down under the scanner and then it goes above you, and this will then heal you. But this is, of course, only reserved for the people who are on Elysium. The thing is, however, is that the people living on Elysium, they're needing products, and these people then being produced by a minority of people on Earth. So the only way to survive if you're on Earth is either to work for this elite in very dangerous circumstances, and this is what happens to Matt Damon's character. He is given this blast of radiation that is exceedingly dangerous for him, because this is the kind of way in which the workers are being treated in the film. And if you're not working for the elite in these like difficult working conditions, then you're having to find an income other ways, through one would call illegal ways. So Earth is like a dangerous place to be, where only a small minority of people are actually being given work. So the film then goes into the direction of, okay, how does the character Matt Damon, how does he end up changing the situation and managing to get onto Elysium? So I'm not going to give any spoilers about the film. I think this is a very good summary of it. But therefore, I think this is good to think about this. This is actually showing a reality on Earth, because the key thing about the film was that while the main character is white, a lot of the people you're seeing on Earth are people of color. And a lot of the people who are then in a difficult situation are the people of color, while the people on Elysium tend to be white. So this is actually showing what the Earth is like, in that you're having, like, say, in the US, like an over-proportional amount of people who have been given sentences to go to prison, even for, like, cannabis possession, very small things, is overwhelmingly black people of color in the US, and then being forced to do slave labor. You're looking at the conditions of, like, global trade laws on the Earth now, I mean, in reality, and you're seeing, like, the conditions of work, and largely in places like India, China, Africa, we're seeing that the products that we're buying in Europe or in the English-speaking world is being produced by people of color in bad circumstances. So this film is kind of showing that, but also raises the question of technological advances. Because sometimes people like telling me, I think we'll be okay in a planet because technology is going in a good direction. I think a lot of the problems we'll have, including climate change, will be solved by technology. My answer to this is like being shown in the film, okay, we can have like high development of technology, but I think it's naive to believe that this will automatically bring goodness to the Earth when you're considering the question of who owns the technology. So in the film Elysium, the people who are owning the technology, the high technology, including with their own robot army, police, are let's call them the 1%, the people living on Elysium. So this then brings into the question of like technology. Why are we having the technology for, such as like a health system? Should this health system then be something that then produces a profit and therefore be for the people who can afford it? Or is it can be, which is a question raised in the film, something which is for everybody? So when we're thinking of, say, the Bernie Sanders campaign at the moment with like Medicare for all, there's like a theme there. Like a health system, free, quality, more of like we as a planet say, this health system, high quality, should be for everyone, regardless of cost. So that's the kind of the question that the film brings. Now, of course, it ends up being like a typical action film, but despite that, I enjoy it, and I like action films anyway. And so it's a film I recommend, and looking at what's the political message which has been put there. And sometimes with some films, the political message is clear, but with some others, sometimes you have to go like digging a bit and see what's actually being portrayed here. So anyway, in the future, I'll be reviewing other films. Other films or even books, like the Mars trilogy by Kim Stanley Robinson is a book, a set of books, which I'm a very big fan of. So I'll be at the very least looking at that book. So anyway, here I am. I didn't tell you. I'm in Webberlin. I'm on Webberliner See. I'm here in the Brandenburg. Brandenburg is a lovely place. I've been working in Brandenburg more or less since 2005. My first ever seminar I ever had when I was a volunteer was in Brandenburg, not here, because I'm north of Berlin here. But you see, it's a very nice place I'm in. I like this kind of nature. I'd planned to go in the water, even though it's nice and cold, because I like cold water, but then I got flu, so I've not done that. Anyway, so I wish you all a good day. If you like this video, then don't forget to click on subscribe and click on the notification bell. I wish you all a good day. Bye.